R-A-T. It's in the name.
Welcome into season 4 of the Good Old Fashioned Dislike podcast, where dynasties never die and hate is an extreme word, but just barely. On this podcast, we pick a football rivalry and we submit that rivalry to the panel dislike. Usually, they will come up with reasons why we like one team, dislike one team, and vice versa. By the end, we come to a conclusion of where our football loyalties lie, mainly based on non-football things, but that's what's so much fun. But today, as mentioned, we're going to pick our national champion, official national champion of the panel of dislike, and also those NFL divisional matchups. And so I'm going to do my best to try to keep my eye on the screen, throw up your comments when you have them, and we'll get to them the best that we can. I'm going to pull up my docs here on the phone and pull up the dislike. And so this week's football action actually is going to kick off with the Buffalo Bills at the number 1 Denver Broncos. These two teams played earlier, and I believe Buffalo blew them out, which is it's just difficult to beat a team twice, as we've seen throughout the college football playoffs. The NFL is a little bit different with the professionals. Ben Hayes going to get us going. He's currently 8-7. He jumped out to an early lead, fell behind to last place, or not last place. That is Will Mahan's last place. And he has gained up. Diego, hello. My day's going great so far. How about you? I hope you're doing well. I am from Bangladesh. All right, we're getting worldwide here in our football. This is American football, by the way. But Ben's sitting at 8-7, and his official pick is he's going with the 6th seed Buffalo Bills over the number 1 Denver Broncos. The Buffalo Bills over the Denver Broncos. I think Josh Allen is just a load, and I think he's going to be extra motivated with no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. He's really kind of the stud outside of Stafford, who has won a Super Bowl, but I mean, he's over in the NFC. Hayes going with the Buffalo Bills. I am going with the Buffalo Bills, although I am cheering for the Broncos. I've made a commitment to cheer for the Broncos, at least on the AFC side. And yours truly, I am also going with the Buffalo Bills. They came through with me against the Jags. I think the Broncos, to some degree, has been living on borrowed time. I mean, they've had a great season. They've had a lot of close wins. Maybe that favors them, right? I mean, it can be just as good as it is bad. But I think Josh Allen, he's just going to be geared up, and the cold's not going to bother him as much at Denver. I'm setting at 11-4 in first place. That's probably about to change. It's going to be crazy. No, I do not, Diego, know who's going to be in the halftime show. I avoid that usually. It's not the highlight for me. All right, Josh Thorne, he is rolling with the Denver Broncos. He's the first one to go with the number 1 seed in the AFC. He's sitting at 9-5. Blake Holloman is going also with the Denver Broncos, and Bo Nix. Thank you, Diego, for subscribing. I appreciate it. That goes a long way. Thank you, sir. Be sure to share this link, like, comment, subscribe would be great. Blake, as I mentioned, is going with Denver. Will Mahan is going to go with the Buffalo Bills. And so the official pick of the panel dislike is an upset, with the Buffalo Bills taking the dub. Will is at 7-7. He sort of made a comeback. Holloman at 9-6. Thorne at 9-5. We move on to the second matchup of the weekend in the divisional round. We have the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. Will Mahan is going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. Blake Holloman, he's rolling with the Seattle Seahawks, the number 1 seed in the AFC. Josh Thorne rolling with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm rolling with the Seattle Seahawks, and Ben Hayes is rolling with the Seattle Seahawks. That makes them our unanimous official panel of dislike pick is the Seattle Seahawks. And so far, the panel has officially picked the Bills and the Seahawks to move on to the second round or the third round of the playoffs here in the National Football League. We'll scroll back up to the top. I think that is our only unanimous official pick. That is correct. The Seattle Seahawks are our lock to win their game, which means they'll probably lose. But that's just how the ball bounces, and it bounces weird. All right, next up we have the Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. Ben Hayes going with the 2 seed, the New England Patriots, to beat the Texans. That defense is stout with the Texans, just stout. Stroud, I thought, was going to give away the game against the Steelers, and I can't stand the Steelers. Glad they lost. Let's see. I am rolling with the New England Patriots, the 2 seed over the Texans. That hurts my feelings. I'm pulling for the Texans. I'd like to see the Texans or the Broncos come out of the AFC for sure. Josh Thorne is going with the Patriots. Blake Holloman is going with the Houston Texans. I think he's the only dissenter here. He's going with the Texans, and Mahan is going with the Texans. He is not the only dissenter, but 3-2, the New England Patriots are the official pick of the panel of dislike. The next up, we have the LA Rams at the 2 seed Chicago Bears. The Bears pulling it out, man. Alabama lost to Texas in basketball that night, and it kind of made me feel better that I wasn't just a diehard Green Bay Packers fan, because, man, that's a brutal way to lose. And so in the final pick of the NFL divisional round, Will Mahan is going with the 5 seed to upset the Chicago Bears. LA Rams over the Chicago Bears. That is played at Soldier Field. Blake Holloman going with the LA Rams over the Chicago Bears. Josh Thorne is going with the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. What a throw by him the other night. Like, crazy talent. I am going with Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Great point. It made me reconsider as well. The Rams can't play in the cold. B. Glassman 08. That is true, and that's something to be considered. And I'm waffling, and I do reserve, just as the panel reserves, until kickoff to be able to change your thought. That's a good point. Right now, I'm going to stick with the Rams over the Bears, and Ben Hayes is going with the 2 seed Chicago Bears, the diehard kids. But the official pick of the panel dislike is the LA Rams winning. And so 2 official picks are upsets, the Buffalo Bills, and let's see, the LA Rams are the official pick. And so on to the national championship. Now, I know people are fired up about what the actual conferences award and the NCAA awards, but what we've got is, what's the most important thing is the official dislike national champions. You're right. B. Glassman 08, the Bears can win. They certainly can win. I have no doubt they can win. But you're exactly right. If you're not going to show up for at some point in the playoffs, you got to play 4 quarters if you're going to win this thing. And they certainly can get got. So great point there as well, B. Glassman. And so the dislike national championship is a little different. It is a week-to-week championship every time the champion defends their title. And so Ohio State, we started off with a top 10 voted on dislike by the panel of dislike, and it whittled down to the inaugural champion was the Ohio State Buckeyes. They were the last one standing. They defended it for a couple of weeks, especially against a weak schedule. And then they got in the Big Ten. Of course, they ran up against those Indiana Hoosiers, and they were the first team to take away the dislike national championship, and they've been defending it with no mercy so far, right? They haven't even had to sweep the leg. They've just blown everybody out. And so we get X Stacks. He's selling squirrels. So if we thought it might get weird, there we go. It got weird. All right. So the national championship, along with score predictions, we have Ben Hayes, like I said, setting at 8-7. He is rolling with the Indiana Hoosiers big. He thinks this game's going to be a runaway. He's going Indiana Hoosiers 35-14, and the Indiana Hoosiers win their first college football national championship in the year of our Lord 2026. He's got them winning 35-14. I'm sticking with the Hoosiers as well. I am making it a little bit closer. I think there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of older talent at Miami, and then they've got that one freshman. Tony is a beast. And so I'm going with the Indiana, but I'm going with a closer game than I think most people think. I'm going 28-21 Indiana. I think at one point it teeters on a blowout either way, and one team pulls away. So could get crazy, but I'm going the Hoosiers 28-21. I've seen them in person dismantle the Crimson Tide. Josh Thorne, he's going with the Indiana Hoosiers with a score of 34-24, so it's a little closer than Hayes. So we got 3 for the Hoosiers, 2 more picks to go. We've got Blake Holloman, who is going with the upset, and this is insane to say to me, the upset of the Miami Hurricanes getting back to the top. The U has returned. Michael Irvin going to be out there with his belt, acting a fool, as we've come accustomed to. Now I just want the Hurricanes to make the Pop-Tart. Oh, wait, they did make the Pop-Tart Bowl last year. Where was Michael Irvin at the Pop-Tart Bowl? But Blake Holloman rolling with the Hurricanes in a 28-17 upset of the Indiana Hoosiers. And Will Mayan rounds out the national championship picks. He's going with Indiana 35-17. And so we have Blake Holloman is rolling with the Hurricanes. Everybody else going with the Indiana Hoosiers. And the official pick is the Indiana Hoosiers, but the official score is Indiana winning 30-21 and lifting the Beard Tab lipstick trophy, but more importantly, defending and going into the off-season as the Dislike National Championship. So congratulations to them. Let me tell you, I just want to hand out one big old honking golden dislike, and that goes to the transfer portal. A big thumbs up to Ty Simpson. And anybody who thinks Ty Simpson should have been kicked out of Alabama, go check out that injury list. I would have loved to have Ty Simpson back. But as it is, you go be great in the league. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for not taking the money from Miami, Ole Miss, and especially Tennessee. Thank you, Ty. You guys all have a great weekend. Hope your picks are coming through. I hope, of course, I get all mine right. That's not going to happen. And we'll see you soon to pick the rest of the NFL playoffs, the Super Bowl, and March Madness. God bless. Have a great night.